moderation.
And Ms. Murphy, I thought that your point was that even if it did, deferring to Congress with respect to that kind of judgment is what Bruin tells us we're not supposed to do. That you would be abandoning, in a sense, the Bruin test to kind of take the Chief Justice's, what I think, reasonable view of, thinking about what Congress has said and assessing what Congress wants to do and evaluating whether it's doing it in a narrowly tailored way. If we're doing that, then what work does the historical analog have to do? I thought we had to look at the historical analog to constrain Congress in its ability to disarm people today.
That is exactly, that is our core submission, and the government said multiple times today that they agree that they have to actually map onto a historical tradition.
And so the question is, how does that mapping happen? At what level does that mapping happen?
Sure.
And I hear the government saying it happens just at the level of the old cases we're looking at people and making judgments about when they were dangerous and should be committed or whatever. And it can't be that broad, I think.
We certainly don't think it can be that broad. I think it has to be attached to a principle. So the principle in Rahimi was not simply Congress decided certain people were dangerous. The court focused in particular on the fact that that part of 922G required an individualized determination of dangerousness. Now, we're not saying that's the only way you can map on a historical tradition, but it was that. The court didn't stop at the high level of saying a determination, that there was just a legislative view of dangerousness. It looked at that individualized inquiry. Here, I think that you'd have to say, okay, what was the historical principle surrounding dangerous substances, intoxicating substances? And when you have a tradition that's all about ensuring that the regular user doesn't get swept up with the habitual drunkard, I don't think you can point to that tradition and say, this is our tradition that allows us to bring the regular user in along with the person whose abusive use is actually impairing their ability to function in their day-to-day life.